Are we recording? Here we are. Hey, Duff here. How you doing? Out here with a V13. Gonna go do a range test. Get the helmet on my head. There we go. It's a little less than ideal. It seems to me like the V13 has that vampiric draw deal going on. I had it on the charger yesterday. It was on, and it left it on the charger. You know, the charger turned off, fully charged. I take it off the charger like a half hour ago, and it says 95% battery. So it sounds like it feels like there's a vampiric draw even when it was connected to the charger, which is kind of weird, right? And I know when Kevin said that he sent it to me, he fully charged it, and when I took it out of the box, it said it had 97%. So I think it very clearly seems that there's vampiric draw with the V13. So I'm doing a range test, but I'm doing it leaving at 124 volts and 97% battery, or 123 volts and 97% battery. So it's not 100%, but I wasn't going to stick around for another, 40 minutes while it tops off. So we're just going to have to deal with it being at 97% instead of 100. Although this wheel does not charge to 100%. I remember Marty did a video talking about that, how his V13 he had does not charge to 100%, and supposedly that was by design. The cells were programmed to charge just below, like a tenth or 2/10 just below their maximum amount for some reason. I don't know what the technical reason is for that, but yeah. So here we go. Got my GPS on, and we're gonna. What I'm doing is I'm gonna head to Ave Maria, come back, probably eat lunch, no charging obviously, and then go out and decide what I want to do for my second leg for the range test to see what kind of range we get out of it. Like I said, I'm expecting 50s. Speed wise, I'm gonna go what this wheel wants to go, which means probably 30 miles an hour plus most of the time. I've had a very busy weekend. My 3-day weekend's been very busy. I did my jump tests on Saturday. I got the V13 on Saturday. I did a live stream Saturday night, talking primarily about the V13, but a bunch of other interesting subjects that you may or may not find interesting. You might want to go check out that live stream. And then yesterday, I went to go see the second Avatar movie with Monique, which I originally wasn't all that excited about. I loved the first Avatar movie, but it was like, what, 10 years ago? I just thought it was so long, and I remember when I saw the previews for it, didn't excite me that much, but I really liked the movie. Avatar 2, I thought it was great. Really great. So I would give it my recommendation. And then last night, I talked about on my video, on my Dunkin' Donuts ride, I believe, or in the live stream, how I still had not done the motor swap on my T4. I had that kit from Alien Rides forever, probably a couple months almost, to do the swap, because the original batch 1 T4s had an issue with the shitty motors where the stator could slip. So I had a brand new motor in the box from Alien Rides with a knobby tire mounted to it. But I had not had the time or motivation to do it, so I decided to do it yesterday, late in the afternoon. I figured, okay, I'll take a couple hours. The how-to video from Alien Rides is almost an hour, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe it'll take me 2 hours. Started probably, I don't know, maybe a little after 5. Stopped about 10, right around 10. Ran into some annoying difficulties. I mean, you got to take the T4 basically totally apart to do this upgrade. And it's not that it's not technically challenging, but it takes time, and I did run into some annoyances along the way that I'll document in the video. I did shoot video of it. I know certain people, especially Marty, love seeing me get frustrated doing projects. So you will see some frustration in my T4 upgrade. Good news is it's done. I did actually have to rip into it a little bit again this morning because I noticed when I did my test yesterday after getting it back together, the suspension was seized up. It was not moving. At first I thought it was going to be a big rip down to figure out what was going on, but then I actually had an idea of what I might have done wrong, and it turns out that that was correct. And it turns out that I could fix it without that much issue. So I was able to get it working once again this morning. So, all right, here we go. Turning onto Oil Well Road. We'll see if we have a headwind or a in my face or a tailwind on the way out. I would prefer to have the headwind on the way there. So let's see what happens. On my live stream, someone suggested to me that I should consider doing a lower speed range test on the V13 just to see how much mileage you can get out of it. And I've done that in the past where I try to keep my speed like at 20, but that was like 2 years ago. I mean, wheels nowadays, they just go too fast. I mean, 'cause we're doing a 20-mile-an-hour range test just is not realistic, because people are not going to be riding 20 miles an hour on these high-speed wheels. They just aren't. So today, I'm expecting my speed to be, kind of similar to what I did in the Sherman S, anywhere between 25 and 35 most of the time, and we'll see what my end result is at those speeds. It's a more realistic test. Sure, if you go 20 miles an hour, you could probably get, I don't know, 25% more range, I bet, at least. But who's going to do that? Just doing a quick comparison of what the onboard speedometer and my GPS is saying. There's about a 2.5 mile difference. Like the onboard was saying I was doing 32.5. GPS was saying I was doing just under 30. So about right. You usually can figure right around 10% to the plus side if you just rely on the app. It seems weird that they can't get that dialed in though, right? It'd be nice if they could have an accurate onboard measuring number. One thing I didn't mention or talk about when I took this to Dunkin' Donuts is I mentioned that the spikes on these pedals are better than what the stock Sherman S pedals have, for sure. They are grippy. They're not cool looking, but they get the job done. One thing I forgot to mention was comfort. Like I didn't recall any sort of foot discomfort on that 22-mile ride, so that's good. Now, of course, today will give me a much better sense of how my feet will feel on this wheel. I am wearing the same shoes that I wore on my Sherman range test, which, again, with the stock Sherman pedals, I had very, very minimal foot discomfort, which was very unusual for me. So let's see how we do today. It's hard to believe, in a little bit more than a month from now, I'll be closing on the sale of my house that I live in now. And 10 days prior to that, I'll have closed on the house that I'm buying. So yeah, my life is going to get super, super busy. I have to come up with a strategy of what I want to do. Debating if I want to pay movers for some of it, if I just want to grunt it out myself, if I want to rent one of those pods, where they drop like a container on your driveway, you load it up and then they drop it at your new place whenever you want. I've not decided what I want to do yet. I would say I'm going into a headwind this direction. Not severe, but it feels like I am hitting more wind resistance this way. So that means that way back, it should be smoother sailing, hopefully. This is what 30 miles an hour on the V13 looks like, just like this. 10 miles on the GPS. On board, the rolling battery percentage is 79%. I expect that would probably rebound at a standstill, but we're at 79% right now. It's amazing the difference. When I used to do these range tests at around 20 miles an hour versus 30 miles an hour, when you think about it, I'm going 50% faster. That's a big freaking difference, guys. I've been doing 30 pretty much constantly the entire trip so far. Passing a biker. I know the joys of riding a road bike out to Ave Maria. If you have an unfavorable wind condition one direction, it's not much fun at all. All right, here we go. The entrance to Ave Maria with those uneven pavers that always beat the hell out of me on non-suspension wheels. So this will be a test. Now, based on my feelings about the suspension so far, I don't expect this to be super cushy, but let's see. Yeah, kind of as I expected. I mean, better than a non-suspension wheel, of course, but a little bouncy. I have not tweaked the suspension yet. Someone told me that they have a V13. They weigh about the same as I do, and they run the shock at 160 psi. They said if they had it any higher, they kind of experience what I do, where it just feels like it's bouncing back too hard at me. So I'm going to probably try lowering the shock psi. Maybe I'll do it today. We'll see. Mudguard works. It's always great when they water the roads, right? I can feel some water hitting the back of my legs, but I don't think anything got up the back of my pants. I don't know that I did. Yeah, today's Monday, President's Day. As a local government employee, I am off today, enjoying a 3-day weekend and honoring the presidents at the same time. Hallelujah. Oh, it's almost lunchtime. Shit. I just had the idea that I could eat lunch out here, but I just realized that I packed my phone but not my wallet. Now, I can pay for stuff with my phone if they have the contactless credit card reader, but if they don't, then I'm out of luck. So I think I'll just go hungry and eat when I get back. Here on a Monday very often, it's pretty busy actually, a lot of cars around. There's the church. It looks like Ave Maria does not shut down for President's Day. I'm usually here on the weekend, so this is unusual. I forgot I wanted to mention on the live stream, it's interesting to me that Inmotion, for their battery pack on the V13, they went back to 18650 cells instead of the 2170s. You know, pretty much everyone has been using 2170 cells for a number of years now, but they went back to 18650s. I don't know if anyone has an explanation of why they decided to do that. My understanding is 18650s are increasingly more difficult to get, and the 2170s have been seen as a better option, but now they went to 18650s for the V13. Weird, right? Taking my loop here around North Park. Oh, someone's at my pavilion. You stinky, socked scallywag. And you have to swear in nice ways when you're in Ave Maria. Get out of my pavilion. Don't you see that? It says Dust Pavilion. Oh, man, it's frustrating. All right, well, we'll find somewhere else to do a check-in. Okay, we're sitting at the bleachers behind one of the baseball/softball fields. So let's. I just realized I didn't have the Inmotion app running, which is fine because I'm tracking with GPS. That was just over 17 miles GPS distance. If you remember, I started at 123 volts, 97%. I am now down to 68% and 116 volts. Top speed on the app, 37 miles an hour. Yeah, okay, so the app does still have my running totals. The app thinks I went 18.6 miles, so it's about a mile and a half long. Wheel is running cool, 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, no bubbles, no troubles. Things are going okay. Like I said, I do feel like I had a somewhat of a headwind on the way out, and even so, I was still maintaining 30 miles an hour. Foot check-in, feet don't feel too bad. And yeah, I'm not going to waste much time because, like I said, I'm hungry. And I want to get home, eat lunch, and then do the second leg of this range test, get it knocked out. So let's go. So we'll stop at the church to get the obligatory church glamour shot. Maybe do those steps that I always go down with the suspension wheels, even though I'm not really looking forward to that on this, just based on how the suspension is on the firm side for me. But we'll do it anyways. Let's drop off a curb. Oof. Yeah. That bounces back with authority. Okay, let's get the steps out of the way first. Oh man, that felt bad, man. That felt bad. That wanted to freaking bounce me right off. Gotta adjust these shocks. rebound just must be cranked all the way up or something. And that was not good. That banged the hell out of me. What's up, dude?
Hey, dude, man,
Okay, here we go. Paver test number 2. I expect it to go like paver test number 1, which is not that great. I'm hearing like a knocking noise all of a sudden. It's concerning me. Can you hear it? Oh boy, do I have motor bolt issues? Gonna have to check that. Oh, Jesus. All right, gonna be conservative on the way back. Yeah, I've got 13, 14 miles to cover here. So maybe just doing that set of steps was enough to knock something loose. Not sure. So I'm doing more like 25 right now. I mean, it's riding okay. I'm not noticing anything odd riding, but I have a feeling I could have a potential issue here. Not sure how well that'll get picked up on my Rode wireless go, but it's a sound with every revolution. So my educated guess is I have potentially motor bolt loosening. Yeah, I guess I just need to take a good look when I get back. Said I'm gonna just do a pretty conservative pace on the way back here, and we'll evaluate when we get back home. Sometimes this happens, but it actually feels like I have more of a headwind going this way, which usually means it's like a crossing headwind. So I'm actually hitting more pockets of resistance here than I did on the way out. Over there you can kind of see the direction the wind is going, aka in my face. Fun. I'm at just under 29 miles on the GPS. 109 volts, 48% battery remaining. Foot report. Feet are kind of hurting now. My feet were definitely in better shape on the Sherman after this amount of distance, Sherman S. So pedal, I mean, they're not bad. I would say this is about average as far as foot discomfort goes for me after riding 30 some miles, so I'll survive. All right, I'm back. According to the GPS, 33.5 miles. It's showing I have 40% battery left and 109 volts. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch and we will see what the plan is from here. And my feet are tired. Let's eat.